Hey everyone, so this is my 2021 Suzuki GSX-S750 ABS. So one of the first mods that I wanted to make to this bike after I got it was to remove that stock fender that they have. So actually you can see it down there. It's just this plastic, kind of cheap plastic fender that holds your license plate. And when it's installed on the bike, you can see that it kind of extends way out, pretty far out. So we wanted to get rid of it, so we replaced it. And I put on this Fender eliminator. I actually bought this on Amazon. It's about 40 bucks. It's just a much simpler design. It's an anodized aluminum frame kit. Pretty simple. You can attach your license plate on there, and it attaches to it the same hardware, basically, that the stock fender came off. And it's actually quite easy. I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, from an easy standpoint, I'd give this one probably maybe a 2, maybe a 3. If you can follow some basic instructions, it's pretty easy to do it. The most important thing to note is when you buy these kits, you'll get the eliminator, which is the frame itself, but you want to keep some of the stock parts. So your left and right turn indicators that came stock on the bike, you're going to need those, as well as the light for illuminating your license plate. So those 3 parts are you're going to strip those off the bike and replace them and connect them to your new license plate frame. And the process is pretty simple. So step 1 is actually you need to go in and remove your seat. And I'm not going to do it here because I just got it back together, but the instructions are pretty simple. You remove these side panels by removing that bolt. Then you'll be able to remove the bolts to get your seat off. You'll need that because you'll need to get access. There's a couple of wires that run down sort of the right-hand side of the bike that run right along this corridor, and right in this upper left-hand corner is where the connections are. So you'll find 3 connections. There's going to be 3 wires that you're going to need to disconnect to do this install. So there will be a wire with a white plastic connector. That actually controls this light. So this is the light that illuminates down onto your license plate. So that's the white connector. Then there'll be another wire, a black wire that runs down with a gray connector. That's going to be your left turn indicator. And then one that has a black connector, that's going to be your right turn indicator. So you're going to need to take this seat off, as well as you'll be able to pull off your back area. Drop that down. Actually, let me jump to the other side because it's a little easier to see some of these wires. In fact, you can see them kind of tucked in here, sort of on the right-hand side. So I've got them kind of indicated by, I added, like an R for the right and the left, but you'll be able to tell based on the colors. These, as I said, these wires, there's 3 of them. They run all the way down, and your little connections are made right below the seat in the corner. But these wires come up, run through a channel. There's a couple of zip ties. There's one down here. There's another one up here that you're going to keep. These wires will then run here and actually drop down where you can see I've got them zip tied together through a channel hole that drops out of the bottom and comes out right at the top of your where your fender is. So the first thing to do is disconnect those wires and then pull them through. You've got 4 bolts that are down below. You can see there's 2 of them. There's 2 that are a little bit higher. You're going to disconnect those 4 bolts. Once you've done that, you should be able to easily lift and pull essentially that your rear fender off the bike. And then it's just really a simple process. You strip off, as I said, you strip off these indicators. There's some bolts to remove, a single bolt to remove each one of the left and right. There's 2 bolts that will remove your illumination light for your license plate. Now this actually has, on the stock fender, has a little extra spacer that sits directly behind this. So it actually extends, sort of doubles the height of this thing coming out. You're going to eliminate it. You don't need that for the extender. It actually makes it much nicer and easier to do. So you'll get rid of that, and then you'll just reinstall. So you'll go back in. The first step is to reinstall this light, as well as your left and right. Make sure you get the left and right indicators back onto your new kit. And then it's a simple process of reconnecting everything. So those wires go back up through the bottom, up through the hole in the frame. You'll reconnect with those 4 screws. Again, sort of at the bottom underneath. You'll reconnect these 4 screws and tighten them up. You'll get hopefully with your kit, you'll get some of the hardware that's necessary to do that. And then it's just a simple process of just kind of going in and simply cleaning this up. So running these wires back through. What I like to do is keep them really nice and tight, and that's why I've used some zip ties. Run them back. You'll have a little bit extra room now that you've eliminated a lot of that length on that default Fender to be able to play around a little bit more, to be able to run these wires back through the zip ties. You can see it's right here. There's another one. You'll run it through the channel and the zip tie at the bottom, and then reconnect, make your 3 connections. So again, white to white, gray to gray, and black to black. Once you've got those 3 connections all made, everything's tightened down, you're good to go. And that's a simple matter of getting it. And as I said, it's just a much simpler, cleaner look than that default thing that they ship with the bike. So really simple to do, really easy. Shouldn't give you much trouble if you're handy with wrenches. You know, you'll probably need some sockets, a couple wrenches maybe, and on my case I actually needed an Allen wrench to tighten up some of the bolts. But really simple, easy fix, and as you can see, it just makes the bike look so much cleaner and simpler. So good luck.